One should either be sad or joyful. Contentment is a warm sty for eaters and sleepers. This quote suggests that contentment is a state of being that is too comfortable and complacent. It is better to experience the full range of human emotions, both joy and sadness, than to live a life that is devoid of passion and excitement. Dying is only one thing to be sad over. Living unhappily is something else. This quote suggests that it is more important to live a happy and fulfilling life than to worry about death. We should make the most of the time that we have and cherish the people and things that are important to us. For all sad words of tongue and pen, the saddest are these, "It might have been." This quote reflects on the sadness of missed opportunities and lost potential. It is important to live our lives to the fullest and to take risks, so that we don't look back with regret. Worry never robs tomorrow of its sorrow, it only saps today of its joy. The quote means that worrying about the future will not make it any better, and it will only make the present moment less enjoyable. Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we should not judge a man to be hard-hearted because he is silent. This quote suggests that everyone has their own struggles and pain, even if they don't show it on the outside. We should be compassionate and understanding towards others, even if we don't know what they're going through. The word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. This quote suggests that happiness and sadness are two sides of the same coin. We cannot experience one without the other. It is important to embrace both emotions, as they are both part of the human experience. Participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. This quote suggests that we should not let the sorrows of the world overwhelm us. We can still choose to live in joy, even in the midst of darkness. We can do this by finding meaning and purpose in our lives, and by connecting with others. Depression is the inability to construct a future. This quote suggests that depression is a state of being in which we are unable to see a positive future for ourselves. We may feel hopeless and helpless. If you are struggling with depression, it is important to seek professional help. Heavy hearts, like heavy clouds in the sky, are best relieved by the letting of a little water. This quote suggests that it is important to express our emotions, especially when we are feeling sad. Holding in our emotions can weigh us down and make us feel worse. If you are feeling sad, try talking to a trusted friend or family member, or writing in a journal. The sad truth is that most evil is done by people who never make up their minds to be good or evil. This quote suggests that evil is not always the result of malicious intent. It can also be the result of people simply not thinking about the consequences of their actions. It is important to be mindful of our choices and to strive to be good people. Every life has a measure of sorrow, and sometimes this is what awakens us. This quote suggests that sorrow can be a catalyst for growth and change. When we experience sorrow, it can force us to confront our own mortality and to question our priorities. This can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Those who don't know how to weep with their whole heart, don't know how to laugh either. This quote suggests that sadness and joy are two sides of the same coin. We cannot experience one without the other. If we are afraid to feel our sadness, we are also afraid to feel our joy. It is important to embrace both emotions, as they are both part of the human experience. In this world, full often, our joys are only the tender shadows which our sorrows cast. This quote suggests that our joys are often the result of our sorrows. For example, we may cherish the time we have with our loved ones more deeply after experiencing loss. It is important to remember that even in the midst of sadness, there is still beauty and joy to be found. Absence from whom we love is worse than death, and frustrates hope severer than despair. This quote expresses the deep pain and grief that can come from being separated from a loved one. It is important to remember that even though separation can be difficult, it does not mean that the love is gone. One must not let oneself be overwhelmed by sadness. This quote suggests that it is important to cope with sadness in a healthy way. We should not allow our sadness to consume us. There are many things we can do to cope with sadness, such as talking to a trusted friend or family member, seeking professional help, or engaging in activities that we enjoy. Nobody understands another's sorrow, and nobody another's joy. This quote suggests that each person's experience of sorrow and joy is unique. No one can fully understand what another person is going through. However, we can still offer support and empathy to others, even if we cannot fully understand their experience. We're taught to be ashamed of confusion, anger, fear, and sadness, and to me they're of equal value to happiness, excitement, and inspiration. This quote suggests that all emotions are important and valid. We should not be ashamed to feel any emotion, whether it is positive or negative. All emotions can teach us something. Good humor is the health of the soul, sadness is its poison. This quote suggests that a positive and cheerful attitude is crucial for emotional well-being, while sadness can be detrimental to one's soul. Sad will be the day for any man when he becomes contented with the thoughts he is thinking and the deeds he is doing, where there is not forever beating at the doors of his soul some great desire to do something larger, which he knows he was meant and made to do. This quote encourages continuous personal growth and the pursuit of significant ambitions. It emphasizes the importance of a sense of purpose and the desire for substantial achievements in life. I really believe that all of us have a lot of darkness in our souls. Anger, rage, fear, sadness. I don't think that's only reserved for people who have horrible upbringings. I think it really exists and is part of the human condition. I think in the course of your life you figure out ways to deal with that. This quote acknowledges the presence of negative emotions in all individuals, emphasizing that darkness, including anger, rage, fear, and sadness, is a universal aspect of the human experience. It underscores the importance of coping and adaptation throughout life. The reason for the sadness of this modern age and the men who live in it is that it looks for the truth in everything and finds it. This quote conveys the idea that the relentless pursuit of truth in the modern era can lead to sadness. It implies that excessive scrutiny may reveal uncomfortable truths, contributing to melancholy in contemporary society.